Big Merseyside Derby awaits at Anfield, and Liverpool came into this one with 4 wins in a row in the Premier League. They lined up in their famous 4-2-3-1 formation with Conor Bradley starting in defense, and a midfield trio with Gravenberch, Mac Allister and Szoboszlai. Up front, Hugo, Ekitike, and just look at that depth of Liverpool had on the bench. Gueye, Frimpong, Robertson, Jones and Isaac. Here's also all waiting to come on. Everton with 7 points ahead. David Moyes' Everton side also went strong. Grealish started with Dewsbury Hall and Gueye supporting B2 up front. The only change from the last game was Mykolenko coming in at left back, replacing the injured Irukbunam. Liverpool actually began with back 3, Bradley, Konate and Van Dijk, while Kerkez pushed up high the flank. Whenever Everton tried to build up from Pickford, Tarkowski immediately came under pressure as Ekitike closed him down. It forced Everton to try and build up from the right or left back as the space in the middle were closed. Everton looked for space down Kerkez's side, but Liverpool's defending was tight, 4 players collapsing quickly to shut them down. Kerkez made a couple of strong tackles early on to set on the tone. Liverpool tried to push higher up, but Everton stood compact in the middle, forcing Liverpool to move the ball from side to side. When Ekitike lost possession high up the pitch, you could see how he desperately has to win the ball back, sprinting non-stop until he forced pressure again. Szoboszlai held out defensively too, something Anfield really enjoyed, and when Gakpo made the mistake, he ran half the pitch to recover the ball. That's exactly the kind of work rate both Klopp and Arne Slot demand from their players. 10 minutes in, Szoboszlai spread the ball wide for Salah. Gravenberch made the run into the box, Salah picked him out and Gravenberch finished superbly, especially from that angle. Tarkowski and Pickford had no chance. 1-0 Liverpool. When Everton tried to press all the way up to Alisson, he simply went long. One pass found Ekitike, who controlled brilliantly and set up for Gakpo, but Gakpo looked off the pace in the opening 30 minutes, too slow on the ball. Everton then pushed higher up to stress Liverpool, but the Reds played through them easily. 1, 2, 3 passes and they were out. Szoboszlai led the press with huge energy, forcing Everton back to Pickford, while Mac Allister did the same thing on the opposite side, constantly winning the ball back with intense pressure. And that's exactly the kind of play style you want to see your team doing. The high intensity press that stressed the opponents into doing stupid things. By the 15th minute, Salah almost curled one inside Pickford's far post, and in the 17th minute, you could really see the contrast between the two sides. Look at the space Everton gave Liverpool in their build-up. Then, just a minute later, see how Liverpool closed down Pickford's options, forcing him into making long passes instead. Even though Jack Grealish kept trying, he just couldn't escape Bradley, who stuck to him tightly. By the 26th minute, Everton finally managed a proper press, forcing Liverpool into a throw-in. That actually led Dewsbury Hall getting a decent shot away, but Alisson was there to save it. 2 minutes later, Mac Allister sent Gravenberch forward and Ekitike was already making the run behind. He got there, slid it through Pickford's leg and made it 2-0 Liverpool. That's 3 goals and 1 assist from him already in just 5 games. Pickford once again looked stunned as the ball slipped past him. From there, Arne Slot stuck to his philosophy. When 2-0 up, don't waste energy. Liverpool dropped deeper, no longer pressing as high, and looked to manage the game. But what was strange was that Everton didn't even try to press Liverpool's build-up. Every time Everton tried to play from wide areas, Liverpool rotated 3 players to close them down, with both Ekitike and Szoboszlai heavily involved in those defensive work. There was no panic from Liverpool. 5 men stayed solid across the back. If Van Dijk tried to run inside, Kerkez tracked him, while Gravenberch immediately dropped into Kerkez's position, forcing Everton into crosses, and with Van Dijk waiting in the box, that's never an easy road to a goal. Tarkowski battled with Van Dijk on set pieces, but Virgil dominated him one-on-one, leaving Alisson free to collect the ball. Salah was constantly being held, and he complained the referee, but by the 44th minute, Everton still hadn't registered a single shot on target. Just before halftime, Dewsbury Hall made a clever run between Liverpool's defenders. Catching Bradley high up the pitch, it led to a dangerous chance, but Alisson was ready again, and credit to Ekitike. Even though he's the striker, he kept dropping deep, winning aerial duels and carrying the ball forward to help with the build-up. The second half began with Liverpool going long to the right and Ekitike showing off more skill, What a player he's already becoming at Anfield. The pattern stayed the same. Everton couldn't handle Liverpool's pressing. Szoboszlai sprinted all the way to Pickford, forcing another long ball into nothing. We gotta get back to talking about Szoboszlai and Gravenberch in particular. Those two are putting up an insane work rate. They need to be studied some more. Liverpool managed the tempo by passing around with Alisson acting like an 11th outfield player. Beto kept wasting energy chasing shadows. Finally, Gakpo came alive, sliding a perfect pass into Salah, which forced a good save. Bradley, however, couldn't make his trademark runs as Mykolenko tracked him well. Suddenly, Grealish broke through and slipped the ball into Ndiaye, who set up Gueye. His strike was unstoppable, powerful, close range, and Alisson had no chance. 2-1, suddenly the game was alive again. On the 16th minute, Virgil Jones came on, giving Liverpool fresh legs. Ekitike even dropped into midfield to help with the build-up. By the 67th minute, Isaac replaced him, slowly being integrated into the squad. In the 70th minute, Everton had a corner, but just 10 seconds later, Liverpool nearly killed it off. Virgil breaking away only for Tarkowski to make an incredible last-ditch tackle. From then on, Liverpool kept the ball patiently, either waiting for a third goal or running the clock down. The closest Everton came later on was Grealish's cross, but Kerkez dealt with it perfectly, and after 19 minutes, it ended 2-1 Liverpool. Liverpool are now at the top of the table with 15 points out of 15 possible, winning their last 9 out of 10 games in all competitions. Isaac is slowly starting to get more playtime in Liverpool, but I wouldn't rule out Ekitike at all. I think he has made a huge impact on the team, having 4 goals, 2 assists in his last 8 games for Liverpool. And the work rate he's putting on, he's dropping deep to help the team link up play, and I think that is useful for every single team. Virgil has gotten a lot of critics lately because of his 0 goals and 0 assists, but if you look at his play and the drive with the ball, he is no doubt a world class in the making. He is only 22 years of age, which means he could be playing for the youth team. Gravenberch and Szoboszlai, I cannot believe my eyes. Last year there were many people talking about whether Szoboszlai should be a substitution player, but the kind of work rate he's putting in, I have barely never seen that in my life. It doesn't matter if it's in the 18th minute, he's still making that long pressing run when everyone seems to be tired. He's one of those players who can be anywhere on the pitch. It doesn't matter if you put him at the defense or in offensive, he absolutely smashed it. Gravenberch might be the biggest scoop Liverpool has done in years. Only £35 million off Bayern Munich. If he keeps continuing the way he does right now, not only is he gonna win Player of the Month, just wait and see, but he will also be considered as the best Premier League defensive midfielders in history, if Liverpool can keep him of course. The win today wasn't about luck. If anything were lucky, I think that would be Everton getting a goal at least and not conceding more than 2. Usually when we have derby games, Liverpool tends to struggle in these games because there's some extra intensity, because of the history behind it. But I think Liverpool showed dominance from the very first whistle to the last. Who were your man of the match today? And who do you think are gonna end up in the top 4 at the end of the season? Let me know in the comment and I will tell you mine. Anyways, if you like these kind of breakdowns where we talk football, give it a like and subscribe and I will keep making videos. Thank you guys for watching. Vi ses.